course. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm Lilia Butusharova and I'm 20 years old. I'm currently doing my third semester in XU. I'm studying digital marketing and social media, and I'm so happy to give my feedback and try to make the university better.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time and for your willingness to contribute. There are several questions that I would love to raise here. And the first topic is about the current learning experience. Let me start with the first one. How satisfied are you with the current UX UI design components of your program?
Well, I'm fairly satisfied with the UX and UI design components, and I think they could only be, we could only do things to make them better. I usually use tools like Canva, Figma, and PowerPoint. And I think they have very user-friendly and intuitive design, and they help me a lot in my learning process. However, I think that we could incorporate such platforms more in XU and in the XU curriculum. And I know that theoretical knowledge is very important, and we receive a lot of important information about the fundamentals of, for example, the digital marketing and the digital business. But in my opinion, additional courses that focus on those AVM programs could be very beneficial for students, because we have all these great courses that teach us the fundamentals of digital marketing and digital business, but we don't know how to use such platforms to utilize our creativity and our knowledge. And I want to give a personal example. In our module this semester, Consumer Interaction, we learned a lot about the foundation of UX and UI. For example, how important user research and user testing is. And I gained a lot of knowledge, but when it came down to the creation of our prototype, our webpage prototype, we needed to use Figma, and I have only used that AVM program a couple of times, and I wasn't really prepared, and I faced some difficulties. And I feel like such additional courses or additional lectures that teach us how to use those platforms could be very beneficial for us and could provide some really valuable insights into the AVM industry.
Perfect. Thank you. And you feel that your education is preparing you for the real world demands in the industry?
I believe XU is giving me a very solid foundation, especially in the theoretical aspects. I feel very confident with my knowledge. I think that we could focus on the technical and practical aspects a bit more. And I don't want to say that I haven't acquired any technical or practical knowledge. That is not the case. But I believe we could I could gain even more practical knowledge and technical knowledge. And these additional courses that I proposed, for example, could focus on data analytics or basic design principle, implementation of AVM tools and other platforms. And I think this could really benefit every single student at XU and give us so much more practical experience and knowledge and prepare us for the demands of the industry. And I think we could also focus on AVM systems that integrate AI, for example, like Midjourney, Jasper, and so many more. And if we do that, I think every student will be prepared for the future and the demands that their job has for them.
Yeah. And what specific areas of UX UI design do you feel need more emphasis into your coursework? You already actually covered some of them, but we just briefly summarize that could be very useful.
Yes, of course. There should be, in my opinion, more practice assignments in our university, because I believe theory will only get us so far. We have a lot of projects, but I think maybe more homework could be given, or maybe more practical assignments in class. because, for example, we have studied in our digital marketing course the fundamental pillars of the industry, for example, social media marketing, email marketing, SEO, but we haven't practiced them as much. And I think that, for example, an additional lecture or an additional tutorial that deep dives into those pillars of marketing could be very helpful, and actually asking students to practice them. For example, for homework, or in this tutorial, they could create their own SEO article or SEO text, or try to create email for marketing purposes, because we actually know what is the theory behind those marketing pillars, but we haven't tried to actually create our own materials. And I think that if it wasn't for my internship that I did, I would have never known how to actually write a SEO text or article. And I think we should try to teach that in XU, not only about SEO, but for the other parts of marketing as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's switch to next chapter, which is skills and preparation. So could you please explain several technical skills you feel most confident in, and which do you feel that need to be improved in the future?
Well, I would say that I feel most confident with my research of users and the analysis of users, because we have talked about it so much in XU, and we have had so much lectures when we explain why is it important and how to actually do it. And I think I can do this with no problem. We have also had so much materials shared with us that help us do that, that I feel that I can do it very easily. And some technical skills I think need improvement would be definitely the creation, for example, as I mentioned, of SEO text, email marketing, for example, emails for email marketing purposes, maybe some social media materials, because I haven't had so much experience doing that, and I think I could improve those skills a lot.
Yeah, and furthermore, are there any specific soft skills you think that will be important for mastering a career into the audiovisual media sector?
Of course, I think there are a lot of soft skills that are important. Now I can think of communication, collaboration, problem-solving skills, project management skills, adaptability, creativity, and probably there are so many more. And they're so important because, especially in the digital marketing and digital business, people usually work in teams, and without collaboration, communication, and project management skills, they could not do really well. Also, our world is constantly evolving, and we have new technologies every day. So if a person is not adaptable, they would not be able to quickly learn the new trends and platforms that come up, and they won't be able to manage the demands of the industry. And finally, creativity is also important. And I think that nobody can work in those creative AVM industries without a little bit of creativity. And I think soft skills should also be developed. We should not only focus on the technical skills.
Yeah, for sure. Just making a good reference between them. And the last chapter, it's about feedback on gaps. Like, there is always room for improvement, and therefore we have the following two questions. What suggestions do you have for improving the curriculum for better prepare the students? Like, just be very brief. Answer about that. Like, what do you believe it could go better according to your valuable feedback?
Well, we have excursions and guest lectures, but I think adding more courses, as I mentioned, could improve our knowledge, and also there could be more real world projects that students are involved with, and these projects could have some real world applications, and they could teach students a lot of practical skills that could be later on in their career very helpful for them. And I think this is the most important thing that our university should focus on to build up the practical skills of students so they are prepared when they go out and find a job and start working.
And the last question, Lily, in your opinion, how could higher education better bridge the gap between the academic learning and the industry practice into our sector?
Well, in my opinion, higher education could bridge that gap by simply creating partnership with AVM companies for internships and projects. And these industry-led workshops or projects, they could help students better understand how to apply what they learned in university and in class into the real world and into real world project and scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. Like to foster this collaboration. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lily, for joining our interview, for participating. It was a great pleasure. Thank you for supporting our project. And we look forward to collaborating with you into the very near future, where you'll be invited just to test our results of the project. And yeah, really thanks for your time.
No, thank you. It was a pleasure.